Oh my god, we're back. Jojo Hickey's back with another banging video. Today we're going to be talking about the best movie I've ever watched in my life.
The Odd Life of Timothy Green.
Johnny says something that really struck my memory, reminded me of the movie, and I was like, we gotta watch this. And oh my god, it is so much more horrible than I remember. It is like the funniest bad movie I think I've watched in a minute. Obviously today we have the number one Jojo Hickey fan, Johnny.
That's me. I'm the number one Jojo Hickey fan. Remember that. It's me.
Who you talking to?
You guys out there? Any of you that thinks you're number one fan? Nah. Me. You heard him. You heard Jojo Hickey. Are you want to talk about the movie now?
Anything funny or remotely interesting to the plot that happened, we wrote down. So we have quite a bit to talk about today.
Let's start. Get into it. What do you want me to say? Ah!
So the movie opens with this couple, this white middle-aged couple who lives in the country, sitting in front of an attorney and someone else who's going to decide if they're able to adopt a child. They've been trying forever, and they can't have a child. Isn't that so sad? It's so sad.
Very sad.
And so while they sit there with their hour of allotted time, they tell the attorney person who's going to decide whether or not they can adopt a child, they're like, we have this crazy story. And they talk about a kid.
They found him in a garden. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He came from the garden. Like, dirt.
That's like a genuine quote by him, bro.
Yeah, so this little bastard, he comes alive. The parents figure out, they're like, oh, it's because we put these little sweet cards of what we want our baby to be like in a little box in the ground. And in his very first thing he says to like other kids is like, I came from the garden. What was it like coming from your mom's bellies instead of the garden? And yeah, needless to say, for a like 1-day-old, he's pretty stupid.
So to set the scene, they're driving home. His wife is crying next to him. You know, he's whipping it in the country. Yeah, let's whip it together. Here, you play the mom. Be sad. Whipping it, and she's like, we can't. She's like, we can't have a child. And his response, we should get a puppy. Your wife, who just found out she can't bear children, is visibly upset, and you go, let's get a puppy instead.
Needless to say, he had a point.
The name of the town is Stanleyville, and the exact quote is, Stanleyville, pencil capital of the world. This is the only town in the world where pencils are important. It is like these whole people's lives, especially this couple. Tell them how they met.
Okay, so the dad works in the pencil factory, of course, and the mom, she worked in, what was it, a museum for the pencil factory? Yeah, so you can see the original owner of the pencil factory is his desk, because why wouldn't you want to see the guy who made the pencil's desk? That's interesting, right? So yeah, pencils are their whole lives. Actually, we find out later when their little son that came from the garden, when he joins a soccer team. Guess what the team's called? Now I'm just gonna tell you, it's the Erasers. Do you get like pencil erasers? In case the reference wasn't too obvious.
Not only are these people fucking obsessed with pencils for whatever reason, there's a whole subplot in this movie where the pencil factory is being shut down. We never know why. We never get told why this pencil factory is shutting down. But it's a big plot point because the dad works there and he's like, I'm scared of getting laid off. These good men are going to be laid off. We are never once told the reason why these people need to save this factory. We just know they have to. And to save the factory, the little leaf boy is like, you can draw, you know how to plan and make stuff, make your own pencil. And somehow, this leaf pencil, which does not look like leaves, saves the factory. I don't know how. I don't get what the issue was with the factory in the first place, but it fucking saves the factory.
A funny point about the leaf pencil is, so they show the process of them making it, and like they show what like it's about to be done. The final product and what they show like the process was are not the same thing. Dude, like not in the slightest.
The process is it looked cool. Like they were like grinding up old leaves, like brown and orange leaves.
Yeah.
And they put some resin in it. And then when they open the case at the end, it's like a bright green plastic pencil.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like shit brand when they were like grinding it up. And then when they like displayed the pencil, it's this bright green. Like I swear that green was brighter than the leaves on this little kid's feet. Did we mention that? He has leaves on his feet.
Back to the plot. They're driving back. They drive back to their crib. The whole time they're home, she literally goes into this nursery they built and starts sobbing. And the husband is like as chill as can be.
It's not a big deal. He got over it.
So she leaves the nursery. She's like, we have to move on. 2 seconds later, he goes downstairs and he goes, I can't move on. This guy has not been affected by this change in their life at all. He's stone-faced the whole time, and he just starts cooking dinner. He's like stone-faced. He's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, he's like, I can't move on. I can't move on. And then he force feeds her alcohol and puts a bunch of papers in a box of what their dream child would be. That is so fucked up to like this basically this grieving mother figuring out she can't have a kid to be like, what would you really want in a kid? Who would be your perfect child? Let's write every single attribute that you love. Let's put it in a box and bury it outside and forget about it.
I also feel like the concept of a perfect child in the first place is stupid because like they're writing down all these like characteristics and whatnot, but like this is your kid. Like you raising him is gonna do most of this. He's not just gonna like naturally be this way. Because like one of them was like telling the truth. Like you have to teach him that. He's not just gonna be like, oh, I always have to tell the truth. Like
my favorite part was when he just wrote rock and
oh,
drew a little lightning bolt. It was like, yeah. They plant this box outside, and then a thunderstorm hits only their house, and just their house somehow.
They're in bed, the married couple, and so the husband, he hears the noise. So he's like, I'm gonna get up and go see what it is. And the wife's just still laying down. So he goes there. The door is open. What happened then? And then there's just like a bunch of dirt on the ground. Like he's seeing dirt in these places, and then he goes back to bed. He goes up to what he thinks is his wife under the blankets. He kisses her like forehead where it would be under there, and he says, "Oh, it's okay, honey. Nothing's wrong." And then his wife turned out to be in the bathroom for some reason, even though she was asleep. So why would she be in there brushing her teeth?
She was literally pitch black at night. She's just in there brushing her teeth like, what were you saying to me? I was like, what? Why? We literally saw her not even like 2 minutes ago, cuddled up to her blanket with her eyes.
Yeah, she was just like out like a light. Like she was not awake, bro.
And that's when they start piecing it all together. The dad sees the dirt pile outside that has now grown somehow.
Yeah, because that was where they buried the little box. So he sees like the gap in the garden where he came out of.
And my favorite part about this is after the bath, when they're talking about this, they're all in the kitchen. The first thing she tells this kid while she's like pouring him a glass of milk and some cookies is she's like, you know, we grow a lot of vegetables around here. My tomatoes are really famous. This like 10-year-old boy that just popped out of nowhere. She starts talking about vegetables. And then they go in the other room. He falls asleep. They put him to bed, blah, blah, blah. The sun's rising. The kid's sleeping in the bed. The mom's sleeping in the bed. The dad's asleep on a chair. And there is doorbells ringing. That wakes him up. There's fucking doors literally being like this. Her sister is literally just bang, bang, bang. Like literally about to break the door open because apparently they're having a family gathering at their place. And so Timothy waltzes downstairs, not a fucking care in the world. His parents could not fall asleep through a rainstorm, but when there's someone pounding and ringing their doorbell, they are just out. He opens the door and he's like, yo. And the aunt's like, who the fuck are you? Because like they don't have a child. So then they freak out and they run downstairs. They cover up his leaves because the leaves are very, very embarrassing. And the dad...
I don't want to know about the leaves. No one. It's important.
The husband or dad, in this case, goes outside and just announces to everyone,
this line is fire.
We suddenly have a family. Don't ask too many questions.
Why would they want to ask questions? It's not like you got a child that's 10 years old already out of the blue. Why would they ask, where was this child 10 years ago? Why am I seeing him now and only now? But no, they all understood. They didn't ask questions, because why would they?
And Timothy's just walking up to everyone like, how is your mom's tummy? I came from the fucking garden, yo. I was born last night, not even a full 24 hours.
I think he straight up said, I came from the garden, and I think that's what truly broke me during this movie. Just the ridiculousness of the line, I came from the garden.
Big Jim pulls up. Big Jim is the husband's father, so Timothy's grandfather in this case. So Timothy immediately runs up to him and he's like, hi, I'm Timothy. And the dad's like, what? So then the husband pulls up and he's like, oh, this is my son now. Big Jim, 0 questions. Is like, okay. So Timothy calls him grandpa. And he goes, no, call me Big Jim.
Throughout this movie, I feel like Big Jim gets a little too much hate. Because, like, he gets there and the wife is like, who invited him? So I'm thinking, like, this guy's like a monster. And, like, he's playing dodgeball with them, but, like, he's not throwing them hard. Like, I would think, like, oh, what's he doing? Oh, no. Oh, it's like, dude, he's playing with the kids. He's not, like, pelting them with the dodgeball.
They're, like, tweaking out. And this, like, it's so visibly soft when he grabs it. You can see, like, the foam.
It's like the gym class dodgeballs.
And he's just, like, literally going, okay. Okay, he's not, like, fucking whipping it.
Yeah.
And they're, like, tweaking out. They're like, dude, this is too far.
This guy's a monster.
They're, like, playing dodgeball. And in the middle of it, the sun comes out. The sun comes out, and Timothy, mid-dodgeball game, just starts photosynthesizing.
Are you telling me you never wanted to just, like, straight up go photosynthesis and just, like... He was powering up for the dodgeball game. He had to just, like...
And the whole... This is a recurring bit in the movie.
Oh my god.
He just... Anytime the sun hits him, he just has to fucking spread his arms like Jesus is coming back.
Oh, yeah. So, during this... So, like I said before, Big Jim, wonderful guy. He's not throwing the dodgeballs hard. So, he just, like... But hits the back of his head. And he's just, like, completely fucking, like, knocked out, just, like, face on the ground. Timothy is just he completely ate shit. He is on the ground, back to the dirt where he came from.
And all the parents are like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Big Jim, that is too far. How dare you?
And they stopped playing dodgeball because Big Jim was too
Big Jim,
far.
how dare you hit our weird kid with a dodgeball very lightly?
We promptly named this dodgeball game the Big Jim Massacre of 1963. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we... I don't know the words.
We hail at the twilight's
Last gleaming.
There you go. So, naturally, they have a kid now. They gotta get him in school. And they do it right away, apparently. I guess it's not an issue that this kid manifested out of nowhere, and he's in school now.
Literally no one gives a shit where this kid came from.
Parents, they dropped little Timothy from the leaves off at school. Yeah, he's walking up, he's all happy. And they're like, have a good day at school, son. And so, then, we cut, and we see that the parents were called in because Timothy is already getting bullied. He was probably just like, what did your mommy tell you feel like? Ow, why are you hitting me? He got bullied. I don't know. I'm gonna be real. It looked like they just like threw food on him. Yeah. And then they showed us like what happened, and the kids were just placing the food on Timothy, and Timothy had no reaction to it. Yeah, and then the dad was like, I'm gonna go confront these people who harmed my kid.
He pulls Timothy in the principal's office. Timothy's sad. He has food all over him. And Timothy's like, I'm not... Timothy's a real one. He was not going to rat out anyone. He's like, I'm not saying names. So the dad turns the chair and he goes, Timothy, give me their names and I will handle it. And he says it dead seriously. He's about to fucking punch a 10-year-old in the face. It is so funny. And then Timothy rats them out. And the kids happen to be the kids of his boss.
Yes.
The one who runs the factory. Is going to fire everybody.
The pencil factory, don't forget. Pencils are very important to these people. And I cannot describe how much pencils are imbued into this movie. Every plot point can be related to a pencil. Dude, that or leaves.
There is one point, I know we're off track, but there's one point in the movie where they're talking about how they met, and the dad goes, she was in a pencil costume. There were a lot of them that year, but she stood out to be the most.
Dude, I forgot about that. I forgot that's how they met.
To say sorry about throwing food or whatever, the bullying. The mom of the stupid bullies' children were like, they're having a birthday party, Timothy should come. All right, and to this point, Timothy had a little crush on this girl. She drove a bike by the family reunion, and then she also placed a cherry on his head when he was getting food thrown on him.
Yeah.
And she was at this party, his crush.
This is true.
And we cut to the party, and this shirtless kid is standing with knee-high socks on the diving board. No other kid is in the pool. He's just standing on the diving board, and then he sees this girl that he likes. And then he starts just jumping, not jumping into the pool, jumping on the diving board. Because they're flat. The whole movie's like a flashback. So in between these flashbacks, it cuts to like the attorney's room where the parents are talking. And the parents are like, and the attorney person literally says, why would you take your kid to like a bully's thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we thought it'd be fine. Until he drowned.
No, the thing is, the line was...
What was it?
I just wish we knew he didn't know how to swim.
Because he jumps in this pool and sinks to the bottom and just sits there. There's grown-ups, kids everywhere. The only person that notices that he is not coming up for air is the chick that he's into. So she pulls up, she starts swimming down. She's like, I need to save this kid. And she goes, she finds him, and he's fine. And out of the blue, these guys have not said a single word to each other. He goes in for the kiss. This guy has Riz. Riz.
Was it him or the girl?
They both went
Oh,
in.
they both went. Okay.
So they're both going for the kiss. And she like pump fakes him and grabs his sock, just starts tearing at his socks. And he straight up kicks her in the head, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, Timothy's kind of the go for that. As soon as he like saw her going for the socks, he immediately like kicked her in the head, like square in the forehead, kicked her. And then they both swam to the top because Timothy can swim now, I guess. I just realized that doesn't make sense. Oh my god, this movie's terrible. This chick, I don't understand her reasoning. She went down there to save him, and as soon as she's down there, she's like, oh, I'm not gonna try and save this child in the pool. No, I'm gonna try to kiss him. No, I'm gonna take his socks off for some reason. Like, I know it's weird no one was questioning the socks, but why would you rip them off while he's drowning? It just doesn't make sense. I just don't want to glaze past this. Incredibly weird the parents was like, yeah, go to this birthday party that your bullies are throwing right now, out of the blue. Yeah, let's do this. And also another thing, it's a pool party. How is no one gonna like question the knee-high socks? Like, I get there to cover the leaves, but just tell him not to go in the pool at that point, you know?
So he gets in the car with his parents, and he tells them, what do I do if I kicked a girl in the head? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so the dad gives him some genius advice, because Timothy can obviously take a metaphor. He's a very smart kid. He doesn't take anything literally.
Yeah, it's not like he was born yesterday.
Dad says, if you see her, run the other way. And we immediately cut to a chase scene where Timothy is sprinting. And we're like, okay, well, he's just running in the woods, probably away from her. And she is chasing after him, full fucking sprint into the woods. First of all, are these kids not supposed to be at school right now? Second of all, why is she chasing him? She chases him, she's like, I have this birthmark. And it's like a red like mark on her chest. And she's like, I have this birthmark. Oh, your secret's safe with me. I understand you.
We're basically the same. Yeah, it's not like you have a birthmark and he has fucking leaves on his foot. Like, come on. Like, I'm all for a metaphor. I'm all for, like, connection, outcast. He has leaves on his foot. How are you not curious? How are you not curious? This isn't normal. It's not a birthmark. You should genuinely be like, what is wrong with you? Not in a bad way. Like, in the sense of, like, how did this happen to you? What is going on?
The garden.
Oh, did you know he came from the garden? He should have told her that.
Now they're besties because she has a birthmark and he has leaves.
Yeah.
So they're chilling. And, you know, little montage of them getting along plays. And then Uncle Bubbles. Uncle Bubbles, who, flashback to the earlier scene when they're writing down stuff, they're like, he needs to be funny like Uncle Bubbles. That's what they said. He's not going to be fart funny. He's going to be Uncle Bubbles funny. And
Uncle Bubbles wasn't that funny. Sorry, I just forgot that they made him after him. Uncle Bubbles wasn't really funny. I don't know.
He was also in like two
Maybe it's the
scenes.
fact that this is a children's movie. And I'm a grown man. I don't know.
So they pull. This is my favorite. One of my favorite parts of the movie. They pull up Uncle Bubbles in the hospital. Like, Timothy, we need to go now, right? They pull up Uncle Bubbles in the hospital. Everyone's talking to him. Timothy's sitting on the bed. Keep in mind, it's probably been like what 3-4 days since Timothy emerged from the garden.
Yep, in the garden.
Everyone's talking. They're having a good time. Blah blah blah. And Uncle Bubbles is like, and then his wife is like, guys, let's give him some space. And Uncle Bubbles is like, Timothy, stay. I want Timothy. Everyone else out. Because yes, the kid you've known and met once is more important than anyone else in this room. Your entire
Didn't he
family.
also call him his favorite grandchild?
Yeah.
He has multiple grandchildren. He met him like less than a week ago. But he's like, no, this is my favorite. This is my favorite one right here. Yeah, this is my favorite one.
So they're watching them interact through the little glass thing in like hospital doors, and they're laughing. They're having a good time. It looks like Uncle Bubbles is dying. Like, he's laughing so hard. It looks like he's like like he's about to fucking die. And me and Johnny are sitting and we're joking about it. We're like, dude, it looks like he's about to die. We're laughing about it.
Long story short, Timothy killed Uncle Bubbles. He made him laugh so hard until he died. That is actually how he died. Unlike the way he died, it was not a joke.
Because Uncle Bubbles is just laughing. They're having a conversation outside, and then it pans back to him, and Uncle Bubbles is chucking it up, and Timothy goes. like turns his head slowly, wide-eyed, straight face, like he was witnessing a murder, because he was, and he's just like. And so they all rush in to save Uncle Bubbles, but it was too late. Uncle Bubbles is dead.
Very sad. I cried.
R.I.P. Goat. Hey, big man. So, like we said earlier, the Erasers is the elementary school soccer team. So after Uncle Bubbles dies, the parents bring him. They're like, "Listen, we need someone to get him to make friends. Get him off the Uncle Bubbles stuff. You know, like we all need to move on." And the coach of this soccer team, this elementary school soccer team, is like, he doesn't look like he can play good.
The Erasers, the most competitive elementary school soccer team to ever exist. He sees this 10-year-old, tells him straight to his face, "Nah, you wouldn't be good." Like, just straight up. The dad had to convince him to let his son play on the team, because for some reason, this is, like, the importance of, like, a varsity team, apparently, for elementary school students.
Everyone in this town is insanely invested in this elementary school soccer team. It is like the most important thing in these people's lives. The bleachers are always packed.
Second most important. Pencils.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Bubbles.
He wouldn't want that.
People are in the bleachers. People are shit talking these kids. Like, this is life or death to these people.
Oh, and also on the soccer team, once he joins and does games, another point to mention is another piece of Big Jim hatred for some reason. So, like, Big Jim's there, and, like, don't get me wrong, I don't agree. Like, he's kind of a dick in the sense of he, like, just wants only success on this, like, the Eraser team for soccer for Timothy. And the thing is, the dad's, like, he's so, like, in his head, he's like, "I can't let my father do this to Timothy." But straight up, like, Timothy's just there. He doesn't care. He, like, talks to Big Jim once, I think, while he's on the soccer field, and that's it. He's just a kid. He came from the garden. Give him a break.
The garden. Oh my god. I love the garden. Anyway,
We should do a tally of how many times we say that.
So for the soccer team, Timothy is shit. Like, let's be so real. He goes to try. He can't kick a ball. Literally, he can't kick a ball. And the coach is like, "Oh my fucking god, no way." So it cuts to them back at home. And the husband teaches Timothy how to kick a ball. And he tells Timothy, "Hit it with the inside of your foot, pass it to me." And Timothy fucking boots it, toes forward, into his chest. He's like, "You did it!" Not what he did.
The best soccer pass of all time, I have to say.
And so they're like, "Yeah, he can play on the team now. Yippee." He's just the water boy. And the thing is, it's not even sad because Timothy doesn't mind being the water boy. He brings the coach water. He brings Big Jim water. He brings the players. He starts watering the grass on the field. Like, he's loving the water boy role.
The thing is, it's not like they made him do it. He's like self-appointed himself as that. He saw water there and he just started filling cups and bringing it to people. At no point did someone tell him to do that. I don't know. His little garden instincts are telling him to do that.
At this point in the movie, that is, anytime soccer is mentioned, it's about him being on the sideline. And the husband really is like living through Timothy, really wanting him to get in the game. Timothy does not give a shit. He's like, "Okay, I'll do whatever." And the coach is like, "Fuck no, I'm not putting this shithead in the game." So the soccer thing, it comes back and forth, but all you really need to know, he's the water boy. The dad hates it, and everyone in this town fucking loves elementary school soccer. The Erasers are going D1. The mom takes Tim. Well, I'm gonna start calling him Tim. I think we're on a first name basis. I met him in the garden myself.
Are you from the garden? Did you see those tomatoes?
So she brings Timothy to work with her to the Pencil Museum. We can tour the museum and learn about pencils and how they're made and who founded them, all this great stuff. And the one who owns this has been shown to be a bitch. She's not very nice.
Yeah.
So they take Timothy, and there's a painting made of this old woman who runs the museum. And Timothy's like, "How much you pay for that? I'll do it for free and better." So she somehow is like, "Okay, yeah, this is cool."
1 week old and balls of steel. He's that cocky, guys. He was born so like such a short time ago, and he's already going for it.
So he walks up to her, he takes off her glasses, he undoes her hair, and I'm not even kidding. She is giving him like the biggest fuck me eyes of all time while he's sitting there sketching her thing. It is so uncomfortable to watch. Like, it's funny, it's so uncomfortable.
I was scared for Timothy personally, because he doesn't know anybody. He's just from the garden.
And she's looking at him seductively, and she turns her head, and you can see a little beard whiskers from her chin, and he decides to draw them. And oh my god, W Riz. He was being honest, and he shows her the thing, and his mom's like, erase that, erase that. She's like, no, show me. And the lady takes it well. She's like, what else aren't you guys telling me? And the mom goes fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, so the woman says, what else you guys aren't telling me? The woman, the mom, she's like, oh, I'm telling you everything. But then Timothy's like, Mom, be honest with her. And for some reason, she listens to this garden boy. And she basically tells this woman every complaint she's ever thought about her. Like, don't get me wrong, other complaints were valid. But think about your job safety, ma'am. Please. The garden boy does not understand that money is needed to put food on the table.
Her husband works at the pencil factory, sorry. The pencil factory is about to be shut down. You think she'd be way more conscious about her job.
No. Honesty comes first. Garden boy is right.
The last thing the mom says, she goes, I would never be the pallbearer at your funeral, not by the hair of my chinny chin. First of all, who would ask her to be? Second of all, why the fuck would you bring up the obviously insecure chin hair?
I mean, it kind of goes hard, though. Like, it is a fucking epic line. Let's be real.
So we fast forward up to this point. She gets fired, obviously. We fast forward past this point, and he's hanging with his bestie girl, and for some reason, the mom just hates her. Just full on hates her. To the point where she doesn't have a job now. She starts stalking her. Literally following her and Timothy around. And then Timothy goes home, and she's literally in her car on the side of the road staring at this, like, elementary school girl. And the second the elementary school girl starts walking towards the woods, she gets out of her car and just starts chasing after her. It's like, hey, I think you're a bad influence. There is nothing to suggest that she's a bad influence. Literally at all.
Yeah, the parents were worried at first when, like, Timothy told him that, like, this chick, she saw his leaves. That sounds awful. So yeah, they were worried at first, which is like, that's fair. That makes sense. You're worried about, like, your son's leaves coming out, I guess. But the thing is, they're quite clearly friends now, so what's the issue? They are doing nothing except for having fun, but you hate this little girl for some reason.
So she presses her. She's like, yo, what's up? You're a bad influence for my son. And then the girl's just ignoring. She's like, okay. And she walks into this little fortress they made in the woods made of leaves. They love these fucking leaves. Just as much as they love pencils.
Yeah.
They walk to, and she's like, oh my god, this is amazing. You're not a bad influence anymore. That's all it took. That's literally it. She's like, I'm sorry. And she walks away after stalking this little girl. So we cut to the next scene where at one of these soccer games, the mom and her sister, the sister's kind of a bitch. She hates adoption. She's like, I can't believe you made one out of not your blood. And she loves to brag about how cool her kids are. And the mom finally snaps her. She's like, Timothy is musically gifted, actually. So the next day they go to a concert for the aunt's kids orchestra or whatever. And the aunt goes, now let's hear Timothy play. Fucking evil bitch. But hilarious. Because Timothy walks up.
Oh my god, I forgot.
He presses a few keys on the piano. He starts looking around and he grabs a fucking wooden block and a stick.
And he just starts tapping.
And he goes, and the parents are like losing their shit. The mom's like, get him out of there, babe, please. And the husband's like, pal, come here, pal, come on, buddy, come on. And then all of a sudden the dad's like, you know what? I'm getting into this. And they start singing the George Lopez theme song.
Because apparently that's what Timothy was tapping out. And the dad caught up on it. So he's like tapping on those like, bum, 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 bum. It was to the point where I heard it at first. I just didn't think it was there for the fact that, like, why would it be the George Lopez theme song? I didn't know that was a real song.
So we were dying, bro. They're all three of them in front of this crowd of people who are well dressed, are just cheering up to the George Lopez song. Hard cut. They want him to rock. Yes.
Don't forget what the dad did.
Yeah. Rock. Fuck. Yeah.
We finally get to the big climax of this movie. Timothy has one leaf left. And the one leaf he has left is him kicking the game-winning goal at a soccer game. So the dad is trying to do anything in his power to get Timothy in the game. To a point where the Erasers are facing the Bone Crushers for the championship.
Listen, I don't know if you guys know this. Elementary school soccer, that is intense. Like, that's the kind of stuff that matters. Like, you see all these NFL teams babies compared to this level.
They named the other team the Bone Crushers.
Yeah.
And the coach goes, I'm not putting it in. He wouldn't live to see his next birthday. How serious is elementary school soccer when this coach is worried about Timothy living through the game?
Yeah, he can't let him in, not because he's bad, but because he's afraid for his life, apparently.
Big Jim shows up. He's like, Big Jim, stay. I promise Timothy will play. So Big Jim stays, fighting to, get his son in the game. And then one of Timothy's teammates gets bone crushed. And the first thing the husband does is go,
Yeah!
and everyone is like, oh my god, is that kid okay? And he's like,
Yeah!
so...
Yes! Yes! Timothy's in the game. My dad's gonna be proud of me now. I mean, proud of Timothy. Fuck!
So the referee, which to this point in the movie, I want to point this out, everyone in this movie is white. Everyone. The only two people who are black in this movie is the coach of the soccer team and the referee for this soccer match. The only athletic people in this movie are black people. Everyone else is white. And it is so funny because Johnny goes,
Oh, for the casting call for this movie, do you think that they just put athletically gifted and then this is what happened?
but it is just like so fucked up how the only black people who have lines or like even a side character role in this movie are the people who are affiliated with sports.
Yeah.
Because that's all they're good for. Apparently.
And the second one, he has like a line of dialogue. He's the referee. He's just there for a scene.
Because the coach was only going to put in 10 players instead of all 11 because he really did not want Timothy to play.
Timothy's so bad that he would count as like a negative player. They wouldn't be at 11 players. They'd be at like the strength of 9 players, 5 players. Because God forbid he put him in. Timothy's going to fuck it all up.
So Leaf Boy's dad is like, hey, this has to be against the rules, ref. And the ref's one line is, dude, it's against the rules. You got to put them all 11 in. Can he play? Let's go. So the coach instructs Timothy to stand still in the middle of the field. Because he's worried about his life. He tells him to stand still while everyone's fucking running and crushing bones.
He's just like, kid, you gotta stay safe. You're not going to make it out there. This world's too hard for you. So first, tell him to stand still. But the dad, he wants him to play. He wants to impress Big Jim out there. So he's like, Timothy, move around. And Timothy, he's like, doesn't know what to do. He's just following instructions. It's like, do I listen to this dude or this dude? He doesn't know what to do. He's standing there. And all of a sudden, he hits the iconic pose.
The sun comes out. He starts charging his soccer power for the erasers.
And then he becomes a soccer legend. I shit you not. Timothy is cracked. Like, actually.
He jukes out like 3 guys. He has the ball. And he gets fouled, whatever. And, bro, he hits the cleanest, like, half-court shot into his own net to give the Bone Crushers the win.
Yeah, so everyone was pissed at him, but I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that's unfair. Timothy made, like, an insanely cool shot, and, like, they're just underestimating his, like, raw talent he just showed there. Because, like, this was Timothy's first soccer match because he wasn't allowed to play or else he'd die. So, this is his first, like, goal he's ever made. It's insane. The ball is flying at him. He kicks it at, like, Mach speed into that goal. This wasn't the right goal.
Yeah. You know what? It was pretty cool. Timothy stands there. He loses another leaf. They go home, and the parents are fighting. And they say some pretty fucked up stuff, honestly. The husband tells the wife, your sister is better than you. And then the wife tells the husband, you're just like your dad was. And they are going at it. And Timothy's finally like, everybody stop! Stop fighting! The attorney cuts them off. They're like, you guys are over time. And she looks pissed. And the parents are like, please let us finish our story. All they say is please. And the person's like, all right. And it's just like, literally like 2 seconds. You did not need that. Like, it's fine.
Also, like, they're telling a story about a Leaf Boy. It's insane to me that they got time to begin with anyways. I'm surprised they didn't get cut off of when they said he came from the garden. Because me, personally, if someone was telling me that story, I'd stop them there and be like, okay, you guys are crazy.
So it cuts to this third act where the whole town is at City Hall or something, and they're like, we need save the factory. Ooh, we need pencils.
We need
jobs.
the pencil factory. This is Stanleyville, the home of the pencil, the only home of the pencil. Pencil capital of the world, Stanleyville. Don't forget it. We need to save this pencil factory, as we've all been thinking throughout this movie, and the entire time, we haven't been thinking that, like, oh, it's weird they're into pencils. Because, no, everybody's into pencils. So, they meet, and then finally, the dad's boss, he goes, I can save it. I have a pencil I created, and this is going to save it all, I guess. And again, we don't know why the pencil factory's doing bad. Maybe pencil stock is down. But then Timothy goes up to the mic. He's like, You didn't make that. My parents made it because the boss just stole it from them.
So Timothy's like, that pencil's made by my parents. And this dude has beef with Timothy because he's like,
Look, here's a kid who got it as our own goal. He lost it for the erasers. We gotta listen to this kid?
not only just
They all care about the erasers, don't forget.
not only does he start beefing with Timothy, but everyone in the audience starts laughing and cheering for him.
They're making fun of a 10-year-old. That's what this has devolved into.
So then Timothy's like, no, that's ours. And then the aunt from earlier, the one with the whiskers, the chin chin chin, she's like, how'd you come up with the idea? Asking the boss, and he's like, leaves into a pencil is obvious. Literally, he says like 3 things, and then she points to them. She's like, how did you guys come up with the idea? And they're like, Timothy has leaves.
Yeah, they couldn't, like, make up a story. They could have at least said, oh, Timothy brought us together. We saw some leaves out in the garden, and we just did it. No, what they said was, no, our 10-year-old son that we got, I don't know what time is like in this movie. I think it's like a couple days, personally. This garden child we got a couple days ago, he has leaves on his feet. That's, like, and the thing is, the like, hair chin lady, she's like, oh, then show the leaves and that'll prove it. It's like, what?
no one in this movie fucking questions the leaves. They don't question the garden. They don't question Timothy. So he goes up on stage. He rolls up his pant leg to show no leaves.
Yeah,
he rolls up the other one. There's one leaf left. Now they proved it. The parents get credit. Yay! Factory saved. They make leaf pencils. They go to this like school event, and he takes his girl. He's like, hey guys, meet Joni. Is that her name?
I think that's right. I don't know. Something like Joni.
Meet Joni. They say hi. He just knows. Like, all right, we're gonna go. He grabs his jacket, walks outside, and they just sit there like, okay.
Also, this is like, it's dark outside. They're letting these kids leave on their own in the dark.
At 10 years old, bro.
It took them so long to be like, oh, we should go follow them, right? Yes, you should. 2 10-year-olds are out there alone. Like, I don't know how safe Stanleyville is, but still, I would be a little worried.
They follow them. They watch from a distance as Timothy breaks news to Joni that he's gonna die. he's a fucking goner. He's got 1 leaf left. It's over. And then he comes back, and they're like, "What's the matter? You broke up with her?" And he's like, "Oh, I really like her." And they're like, "Then why'd you break up with her?" And he was like, "You know." And they're like, "No, we don't know." And he's like, and he just walks by them to the car.
Yeah, the parents don't, like, push this to question him out. Like, no, they just leave it. He just said, oh, you know, and they just left it at that.
And they head home, and it starts raining around the house again.
Only the house.
Only the house. And Timothy gets inside, and the mom's like, you only have 1 leaf left. What happened to the other leaves? And he doesn't say anything. She's like, when all the leaves are gone, are you gone? And he's like, and then they hug, and lightning flashes, and he disappears.
It was soul crushing.
I was sobbing.
Yeah. I don't know if I can go on without Timothy.
Story ends, and they go outside. They start digging through the wet dirt really grossly, and the boxes there like normal. It looks like there's shit all over them. It's crazy. So we cut back to the eternity room. They're like, all right, we heard all we need to hear. They were like, oh, we know we made mistakes, but isn't that what parenting's all about? Some bullshit. And the attorney walks out. They seem pissed. The 2 people that are judging if they can adopt a child, by the way. And we're like, okay, they're not going to get a child for a good reason. They were pretty shitty parents, and this is like, they seem absolutely insane.
They told a story in which they were making constant mistakes. They were placing their insecurities onto their child. The mom was insecure of her sister, so she made the kid play music. The dad was insecure of his dad, so he made the kid play soccer, and he, like, pressured him. So all of this, and just so many of the little things about them just not caring or doing the things parents should do. And all of it, and it ends with the kid dying. I want to make that clear. This story ends, and their kid that they raised so shittily isn't even there anymore.
I would also like to point out, not only were they shitty parents, they overly admitted to stalking a 10-year-old girl, chasing down a 10-year-old girl, kidnapping a leaf boy out of the garden, and now there is 0 trace of him. They could be murderers. They could be pedophiles. They could be anything. The last thing I'd want for them is to have a child. And what happens at the end of this movie?
They give them a child. They show up there. The lady they were talking to, she showed up to their home, and she brings out this little girl. And that's their new kid, I guess. And it's very clear they just met for the first time. But no, that's it. She's in. She is their daughter now. They left her alone with them.
They literally pull up. This little girl walks out of the car. She's like, "Hi, I'm Lily." They're like, "Hi, we're Mr. and Mrs. Green." Well, Lily walks with the two people inside, and then they get in the car and start driving away.
They barely wait long enough to watch her get in the house safely. That's how little they care.
And you will never, ever guess the ethnicity of this adopted child. The third and only ethnic person in this movie with like one line is an Asian girl, bro. It's like they every stereotype with an ethnicity they needed to hit home, because the only person who knew about plants and knew about Timothy's leaves was a Hispanic dude. Lin-Manuel Miranda is in this fucking movie.
I forgot he was. Yeah, he showed up at the beginning and at the end at the pencil factory meeting, and that was it.
Then we get a monologue from Timothy showing who he gave all of his leaves to. One of them was Bubbles in his grave. He literally puts the leaf in Bubbles' grave, which is hilarious.
I feel like this also goes to show like how quick this all moved, because like Bubbles died like pretty early on in the movie. By the end, he's not even buried. Like, he has an open casket somewhere.
And then he gives Joni two leaves, and she wears them as earrings.
She's wearing her dead friend, what remains of him, as earrings. Like, is that not weird? Am I crazy?
And that's how the odd life of Timothy Green ends.
I truly think this movie changed me inside. Long story short, I'm not going to recover from this. This is the most emotionally told I've ever been at any movie ever. Rest in peace, Timothy Green. Rest in peace, Bubbles, and whoever died during this movie. I don't know.
The theme of this movie is trying to be yourself. Don't be scared of the weird things like leaves or being talentless. You know, things like that. Don't be scared of that. Like, be you. But it shows it terribly, and there is so many like jaw-dropping things that happen parenting-wise, where it's like I'm not even kidding. There's so many times where Timothy and this girl are just alone wandering through the woods, and I'm like, where the fuck are either of their parents? Like
No, leave the 10-year-olds alone in Stanleyville. It'll be fun.
It's just strange. Everyone has an obsession with pencils and elementary school soccer. It's a bonkers movie. And out of 10, on like an actual scale, I'd give it probably like a 3. On how funny it was to watch, a 9. That shit was so entertaining, but in actual movie, it's like a 3. What'd you give it?
I completely agree on the funny scale. That shit is a 9 just because, like...
There was not a dull moment.
This is fucking ridiculous. Movie-wise, I think 3 or 3.5 is pretty accurate, because, like, unfortunately, I've seen worse movies. It just was fucking ridiculous.
Well, you can follow up, but like, I don't know if it was in like 2 days or 2 months. Like, I don't know the timeline.
It can't have been long. Bubbles was in that grave.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what I should watch next, and if I should have Johnny on the channel again. He's super funny. And while you're done there, hit all the other funny buttons and check out Winter Productions, where we have released a new short film called Cold Shit. It's very funny. It's very short. You should go watch it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another 2 months. Hit it with me. Peace.